money to start the business. I didn't have any skills. That store, like in the first 12 months, did $4 million in sales.
Your store?
Yeah, my store. We've had a store that was still $60 million in sales.
Yeah.
And we sold it as well, so that was a big success. And also my wife was very supportive of me. I think it is very important to have like a person in your circle, and your very close people to you that are supportive of what you do want to do. You can start selling today. You can do TikTok organic, ads on TikTok that you don't have to pay money for ads. Like literally, you can start e-commerce business, for example, right now with like a few $100s. Like that's it, So anyone can do it, right? But do people do it? No. Why? Because of that, because of the mindset.
Ok, bienvenidos al podcast de Quiero ser el mejor empresario e-commerce del mundo y estoy en camino de serlo, donde ayudamos a personas que se financian a sí mismas, que no tienes ingresos externos como puede ser un préstamo o cualquier persona que te dé un montón de dinero para que hagas tu juego y tienes que medir bien qué haces con tu dinero, a generar más dinero con sus propias tiendas online. De hecho, lo que hacemos en este podcast, aparte de entrevistar a gente increíble, como es el caso de hoy, que tenemos a Alex, ahora os lo presento, también os cuento mi día a día, el día a día de mis consultores. Ahora ya hacía un tiempo que no subía episodios de podcast. Mi empresa ha crecido un montón, todas mis empresas han crecido un montón y creo que es el momento de compartir. Así que ya vuelvo con más energía que nunca. De hecho, con un bombazo para empezar. Y lo que vamos a hacer en este podcast es preguntarle sobre primero se va a presentar Alex, después le vamos a preguntar sobre su experiencia, qué es lo que está funcionando hoy en día en e-commerce, para que directamente tú puedas copiar lo que está funcionando bien y todo lo que a nosotros no nos ha funcionado, pues directamente ni lo hagas. Va a estar cargado de preguntas de valor. Hemos estado hablando previamente, antes de este episodio, qué es lo que creíamos que más te iba a ayudar, que más te iba a gustar, y lo vamos a hacer también divertido. Y voy a dejarle bastante espacio porque él es el que sabe. Yo sé de e-commerce, pero él es un referente en toda la industria mundial de e-commerce. Entonces, os presento brevemente, antes de que se presente él, Alex Fedotoff. Y vamos a hacer este podcast en inglés, pero seguramente lo veréis traducido. Voy a coger a alguien que me pueda traducir esto para tenerlo también en español. Sí, en español. Alex Fedotoff, con sus propias tiendas, ha vendido más de $100 millones a día de hoy. Por lo tanto, ya tiene conocimiento desde que empiezas un e-commerce hasta escalarlo y mucho. Y aparte de sus tiendas online, también tiene formación para empresarios e-commerce que quieren llevar sus tiendas al siguiente nivel. So, now, okay, nice to have you here, bro, of course.
Thank you for inviting me.
And we will begin talking about and now I want to see your face. I will see you often there. I want to share with my audience what was your past, where are you now, and what are your main objective now? So just explain.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm originally from Ukraine, and no one in my family was like entrepreneur, and so I got into like entrepreneurship when I was about like 24, 25. So you're 24. You already have like so much experience. I just like I was zero at 24.
At 24, you started.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I see everyone right now, like you guys have like an opportunity and technology that to start so early. I see people starting like 16, 17, 18 years old. With e-commerce, and tremendous opportunity. So I started 24, 25. And first I started as a freelancer. Like I didn't have money to start the business. I didn't have any skills. So I'm like, okay, I have to work with some companies to get some experience, to learn. I didn't speak English at that point as well, so I had to learn English. And so I decided to become like a freelancer and just trying different things. And so I applied for these platforms like like it was Elance, now it's Upwork.
Okay.
Yeah, so I applied.
Cool.
I applied as a like virtual assistant, and then like I said, I can do Google, I can do conversion rate optimization, and so I started to kind of like just reaching out to people.
Let's put this in context. Which year was that?
It was like 2014. 2014. 15. Yeah, 14. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, e-commerce was like a child in this moment, no?
Yeah, and it's like it's funny because some of the clients that I worked with, I started to do like, okay, I'll do Google ads, right, for people. I barely spoke English, but I was recording these like short video kind of messages for people. So instead of just like writing, like let's say someone's looking for someone, I would send them like a personalized video. Hey, you know, my name is Alex and I have experience with X, Y, and Z, and like I see you have kind of like looking for this person who can do X, Y, and Z. So I think I can help you. And so there is, and there was that was working very well because most people are lazy, right? And most people are, you know, they just like, because I've seen it, people just like copy paste the same template, you know, that they would apply for different jobs, right? Instead of looking what that person actually is looking for, right? And adapting, you know, personalized kind of like, you know, more like personalized approach. So I had
Totally.
You know, so I think there's like a
more
big
natural,
lesson.
more close,
Yeah.
less robot.
Yeah, like for example, if person is looking to solve like this problem, right? And you just like, you say that you specifically have experience or you're looking forward to help them solve that problem, then it's more personal. And then that's how I got my first clients.
So how you transitionate from this to e-commerce?
So yeah, throughout that whole experience, like I've had some clients from e-commerce.
Yeah.
Like some people were running like e-commerce businesses, and they hired me to do their Google ads, you know, stuff like that. And I'm like, and they asked me like one day, you know, the guy asked me like, hey, can you do like Facebook ads for me? You know, there's this Facebook ads thing.
What's that?
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, and I had this like always like, yeah, I know for sure, like, you know, I'm very good at it, you know. And then I go on YouTube, like I go on Google, and like I'm like, what is Facebook ads?
Yeah, how to start, no?
How to start? But the beauty of that is like, so I started doing Facebook ads for them, and it was like Wild West, because like 2015, 16, I mean, like not a lot of competition, you know, the platform, I mean, you could do like, and my ads were like shit. At that point, like they're very bad. And
I guess.
you know, because I didn't have experience, I didn't know what's working. I just tried, you know, whatever, like pictures. They gave me like image ads, you know, not even like video ads, just like image ads. But that was working very well.
Totally, I was thinking the same because at this time,
yeah,
no one was there.
Yeah, so we were getting like 5x return on ad spend.
Fuck.
Yeah, right. But like but he's like,
not enough, no?
No, not enough. Like why it's not 7? Like we need like 7 or 8.
Say a million.
Know? And I'm like, okay. And that's like kind of I started to build like, okay, I was doing Google, I was doing all of those things, and I'm like, I think I'll just do like Facebook, and I'll do e-commerce, Facebook ads for e-commerce. I just like start specializing in that, right? And that's what I started to do. And then a few months after, I have this client that he's reaching out to me, and he's a young kid. He's like 18 years old or something. He's traveling the world, and he's running this model that is like called drop shipping. And he wants to hire me to run his ads. And I'm like, okay. And it's like, you know, at that point I already had experience, so I was pretty good. And he hired me, and I run his ads. And we went scaling so fast because he was selling this free plus shipping watches, kind of like model, free plus shipping. So it's basically, let's say you have a watch, right? Yeah. Very cheap watch.
But a watch?
Yeah, like a watch, like
a creepy watch, or
yeah. So it's like, I mean, a watch, like, you know, like it would look like it would have like a nice design, but it would be like cheaply made, because like on AliExpress it would be like $2-3.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we would say the watch is free, but then you have to pay for shipping, and the shipping would be like $10 or $12. And we would say we only have like 100 left. You have to like buy now, right? And that was selling like crazy. We'll get like 10%.
Then explode, no?
Yeah, 10% conversion rates. You know, 10% conversion rates, and people would oftentimes buy like not one, but like 2, 3. And we would, and he would.
The order value was the triple, no?
Yeah. So he was like, he would like ship those watches from AliExpress. So he had me for ads. He had, you know, the VAs to do the fulfillment.
Yeah.
And pretty much the business was like semi-automated, almost like automated completely. Cool. And he was traveling the world, you know, working from his laptop. And I'm like, shit.
I want the same.
Yeah. And then like also I see, okay, I know where he's buying his products. I think I can sell these fucking products, you know? and I started like shortly after, like I just, you know, let's just launch the store, you know? And like we launched the store. That store, like in the first 12 months, did $4 million in sales.
Your store.
Yeah, my store. And
it changed your life.
Yeah, I made like $1 million in profit, the first million. And then I also managed to sell that store for another $1 million. So I made like $2 million in like relatively short period of time.
How much?
$1 million I sold.
No, but in time.
That took a bit more than a year. Like probably total process like 1.5 years. You know?
Yeah, it's a nice goal. Wow.
Yeah, so that changed my life. But it's, you know, I think that the you know, kind of like I didn't like adapt at that point or didn't start thinking bigger. Yeah. I kind of like continue doing the same thing, right? Which is like the lesson, because I think, you know, once you kind of like have success in something, it's better if you kind of like evolve. Like for example, let's say you have success with drop shipping, right? You validate the products, then you create like a proper branded experience. You know, you kind of like create a better business, right? So you go from one stage to another. You know, you kind of like evolve instead of doing the same thing like that you were doing like 5 years ago, let's say. And so that was like a big lesson for me, because then, you know, I had this like success, and then I had this like kind of like plateau, right? Like for like a year or so, I was like kind of like at the same spot, because also, I mean, I made my first money, and it was on a mental level. I come from a family that never had money, and like it's like too much to handle. You know, you kind of like don't even.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
I'm in the same situation. Now I don't have already the million, my million in my bank. Mm-hmm. I'm close, but I'm from a family that had nothing, had so much, lose everything, and I remain my normal habits. When I say normal, it's like a normal guy.
Yeah.
Doing so much fucking money at month.
Yeah.
Until the day that I saw that I could enhance my healthy and all of that. Yeah, that was my sweep.
Definitely. Yeah. So that is you know, because entrepreneurs succeed or fail because of the mindset. Not because of the skills, tactics. You can get the skills, you can get the tactics, right? I mean, you can join like, I mean, yesterday I was in the, for example, the meeting with our clients, like, you know, like the people, like the transformations you get, let's say from, you want to learn something, you join the community or join the mastermind with like-minded people, you can learn anything you want, but you will learn and you will apply only if you believe that is possible. Right, so if you don't believe that is possible, or it's like, or like let's say, oh, like $100 million is too much money, or like $10 million is too much money, or you know, you kind of like you don't believe that is even possible, then you won't even like execute, you won't even implement. So that's why I think it's very important to surround yourself with.
Which one was the moment that you have seen that you also can get the same as this guy that you were helping?
I think it's when when it became simple for me and I broke down the numbers. I think that's what was important. I was like, okay, he's buying this product here for like $3, $2, $3, right? He's selling it here for like $12, right? The charge for shipping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I calculated. And then I actually have seen, you know, what's possible because I was running his ads.
Yeah.
And like, oh, okay, that is, you know, I think I can do it, right? And so it's like, so now it became like kind of like believable for me. And
why did you finally sold this store? Why not continue?
I had a good offer. I had a good offer from people that I don't know what they didn't run this store. They I don't know. They were looking for some. Just kind of like
something new.
Yeah, like it was like a sketchy people in a way. But yeah. I got paid. You know, that's the most important for me. You know, I got paid. And that store, I didn't know like, okay, at that point, I didn't have like a skill set. I didn't have the network. I didn't have community to kind of like, you know, okay, this is how you can turn this into like a bigger brand or a bigger business, you know. So I didn't have that. And so I just like...
You didn't know the next steps, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And even like, I think selling a business, I think it's such a, it's a good experience. Like, for example, you know, you see like, I mean, obviously you make profit in the business, but then it's, you know, when you exit the business, that's when you make the most money, you know? When someone buys it, like if you look at all of these, like for example, give you example, right? The guy I met yesterday, the guy I mentioned like today a few times, Coconut, right? So his business does about $30 million in revenue, right? And he was offered more than 100, like $150 million for his business, 150, right? So, and that's where like, obviously the business is profitable. Let's say they make like a few $1 million a year in profit, right? But he would make his real big money when he sells that business, you know? And so, and that's kind of the thinking that, you know, I have now, is like, how do I build like something? I mean, obviously if it's right now, if it's profit, it has to be profitable like year to year, every year. But then also like how can it become the business that I can sell for, let's say, $100 million, you know? So it's like just totally, you know, totally like life changing.
Bam.
Yeah.
150, it's like a lot of years of work.
Yeah. So.
And where are you now?
Yeah, so now, like, so yeah, kind of like fast forward through all that experience. There were some highs, there were some lows, you know, that's how the life is. It's been a tremendous journey. Now, 2020, we decided to basically move to Miami.
Cool.
And we moved to Miami, just kind of like, you know, better environment, better financial system. We lived in Poland before that.
Okay.
And then
so colder than Miami. You are also better in your day-to-day, no?
Yeah. Like we Poland, you know, the half of the year is cold, you know. So there's like several factors that like we used to decide to move to the United States. It's a great country for life, for business, and then. We now live in Miami. We run a portfolio of e-commerce brands. Cool. We now run like 5 brands. And yeah, we also run the consulting business, which basically teaches people how to do e-commerce. So we run these 2 businesses right now. And yeah.
2 businesses. So you have now coaching space. That you can present it and make a call to action if you want. I'm totally open.
Yeah.
Cool. And also you have your 5 brands. We were talking about that. And you spend the better part of your week on your e-commerce brands.
Yeah. That's
learning, no?
Yeah, so that's like that's where most of my time goes. Like training, like looking at the data, you know, helping our team like make better decisions. That's usually where most of my time goes.
Wow. It's cool. So you remain in what you love, no?
Yeah. I enjoy it. I think it's so, and it's actually a very good point. You know, I think you can learn to enjoy it because, you know, I look, for instance, at e-commerce as something kind of like interesting challenges. There's like new types to sell products. You know, there's like new types of ads that are constantly kind of like, you know, appearing. And it's constant like learning process, and it makes you it makes it interesting.
Totally.
You know, so
I have a big question. Later, you will share with us your frameworks in e-commerce and in mindset to pass from goal to goal.
Yeah.
But now your experience probably will be similar, but I want to know how you have lived this history. Mm-hmm. Which mental belief have changed, and what's the bigger points that you will probably you will suggest to people to work on from the moment that, first of all, the moment where you were doing service just freelance, to your first million in e-commerce, and then to your first million in e-commerce until now. Probably big points. I know that we have changed a lot, but big points, you know?
For sure. Yeah. So I think from service to e-commerce, I mean, you know, I just seen that, like, for example, if I would keep doing what I'm doing, like just kind of like working with clients, I will never, like, you know, be able to. For me, like the big kind of like the factor, and like it's always been like the because my family was poor, and I was very afraid to be poor, you know.
Totally.
You know, and so I was like, even if I would make money, I wouldn't spend money. I would just keep it, you know. And so, and I wanted to protect myself and my family from being poor.
Totally.
And I seen that, you know, for instance, you can't get there just by, you know, doing something for other people, right? You can find like partnerships, but, you know, no one offered me kind of like the partnerships or the ways to make more money, right? And so I decided I have to do it, right? So even though there's like risk involved, you can spend some money, it might not work out, but, you know, so what? You know, you make money back, but what if you don't try and you never have that opportunity? So that was one of the big kind of like, you know, shifts. And also my wife was very supportive of me. I think it is very important to have like a person in your circle, and your very close people to you that are supportive of what you want to do. Like, for example, let's say you have 5 friends, right? And let's say you go to the clubs together, right? And like everyone works like a regular job, and then like you decide to start a business, and you're like, yeah, you want to start this business, and people was like, it's like why you need that? You know, it's like, oh, it's like risky. It's like there's so many things like to figure out. Like, you know, like you put the money, like you don't know if you'll get your money back from that business, like ever, right? And so now you don't have the support there.
You finally don't do it.
Yeah, you don't do it, right? So that's why, like, you know, my wife is like big part of my success, because she was supporting me like at that point, you know. She was like, okay, you know, fuck it, you know, we'll figure it out. Like something doesn't work, we'll figure it out, you know.
Totally.
Find another way to make it happen.
Nice history. So is your suggest is not be guided by your afraids, be guided by your logic, no?
I think emotions drive most of our behavior. You know, like fears, like I think it's just like you have to know how to like use your fears to your advantage. Like if you're scared of someone, you can use that as your like motivation to do something, you know?
Yeah.
So people do things for 2 main reasons, which is like running away from like fear, from pain, right? Or moving towards pleasure. Like, for example, so I was afraid to be poor. So for me, that was such a big kind of like motivation, right? Yeah. That it just kind of like pushed me to do something about it, right?
Totally.
And, you know, and at some point, so that's kind of like, I think you can use both. And let's say you just like, and towards pleasure, right? Let's say you want to be like, you want to be known, or you want to have like successful business, and you kind of like visualizing, and that's what you want to do, you know. So you can also motivate yourself by kind of like moving towards pleasure. So I think that depends on the person, and depends on kind of like what, I think people just have to understand what is the thing that can motivate you to do something. Like just kind of like think of the cases where
the big why, no?
Yes, exactly, right? Like, so think of that, and for every person that will be different. For every person like listening, because it's, you know, it's individual. And find that, and then find a way to kind of like, you know, use that, like get back to that, either it's fear, or if it's more like a visualization, kind of like moving towards like visualizing that success, and use that to your advantage.
Okay, this will be your main suggest to pass from 0 to your 1 million in income.
The mindset. It's nothing. It's nothing else, man. Like, fuck. Look, it's ChatGPT. AI, we'll talk about that in a second,
Yeah.
right? I mean, tools like fucking Shopify, free trial, like what else? What else do you need? Like shit, it's all here.
Totally.
It's all like,
And from 1 million to now, big points.
yeah, so big points from there, it's different, right? So, okay, like you made some money, right? You got some initial momentum. Now you have to get more organized, right? Now you have to hire people, right? Now you have to kind of like build some processes. So from 1 to 100, it's more like, it's not even like, I think it's like from 1 to 10, from 10 to like 50, and then like from 50 to 100. There's like different stages, but at those stages, it's in most cases, it comes down to, let's say if you have like already have a business, making some money, it comes down to people and processes and systems, right? Because now you made your first million, right? You probably worked very hard, right? You only have so much time in your day, so you can't work more. So now you have to work with other people to do the things that you want to grow a bit bigger like business.
Yeah.
And so now it will come down to how good of a leader you are, like how you work with other people. Can you like teach them, mentor them, find the right people in the first place, you know, kind of like build the team and then give that team like the systems and the processes so they can succeed.
I think that will be cool to spend more time here. Your mental change between, and also now the mental change that you have experienced from 1 to 10 to 10 to the next break that you have said until now will be so cool to see your big pain points and how did you solve.
For sure. Yeah. So the first stage was just dealing with my limiting beliefs, dealing with my fears, dealing with kind of like just taking action and overcoming the initial like failures. I think it's like when coming into the business, you should expect that there will be failures. Like there will be some things that won't work out, right? And that's what you should expect, right? It's a higher it's a higher risk, but it's also higher reward thing, right?
Yeah.
You can work 9 to 5 job, right? There's like less risk, right? Getting paid, right? You don't have to like, you know, and so, but there's also less reward. In business, it's more risk and more reward, right? So you just have to accept that some things will not work out. And the definition of, for example, you know, I know how to make money by being like entrepreneur. Some people getting rich, you know, they work in big companies, they become like a CEO, like executives. They also make a lot of money. So I just know the entrepreneurship path.
Yeah.
And definition of entrepreneurship is it's a person that consciously takes. I mean, it's pretty much the definition of entrepreneurship is like a risk taker. The person takes like a financial risk to make even more money, right?
Yeah.
So there is like $10,000 to make $50,000. The risk $100,000 to make $1 million. You know, so that is just definition. You can't like, you know, and so I think that's why many people don't succeed in business. That's probably the biggest thing, because they just have these like improper expectations of kind of like what comes with that, you know. And if you align that's your path to like 1 million. That's like you know, because the tactics, tools, like all of those things are very accessible on YouTube, you know, like Shopify platform. All of these things are very, very accessible in terms of the tools. And especially right now, like spy tools, you can see what products are selling, right?
Yeah.
You can go on Shopify, it's a free trial. Like there's like some trials there, like you can find the links for like 30, 60, 90 days. You don't have to pay for it. You can start selling today. You can do TikTok organic, you know, ads on TikTok that you don't have to pay money for ads. Like literally, you can start e-commerce business, for example, right now with like a few $100. Like that's it, you know? So anyone can do it, right? But do people do it? No, why? Because of that, because of the mindset.
Next jump?
Huh?
So the next jump?
Yeah, next jump. So you got to 1 million, you're making some money, right? You're probably working a lot to do that, like, and now you're hiring some people, right? And because you're not good at hiring and you don't have a lot of experience with hiring, you will make mistakes and you will hire wrong people. Or you will not give those people like enough feedback. That's what happens, right? So from that stage, from 1 to 10, the biggest challenges are like your core team. Like you need your first like few people on your team that can kind of like take main things from your plate.
Yeah.
So for example, the regular, I like this kind of breakdown where in every business, successful business, you think about like, let's say Apple, right? You have Steve Jobs, right? Who was a visionary idea guy. Okay, where the world is going, where the products are going, what do we have to bring to the market next? And you had Steve Wozniak, who was more like Steve Wozniak, more like a kind of like a developer, executor, engineer, right? He was actually putting things together. So you have a visionary and you have an integrator. So visionary is someone who idea, marketing, kind of like where the things go.
Yeah.
And integrator is someone who's actually
Do it.
yeah, exactly. Work with people, create these systems, processes like for the team, hire, fire, work with the team, right? So I think the key at that point would be to understand who you are. Are you more like on the visionary side or are you more like on the integrator side? It's very rare that you're both, right?
Yeah.
So entrepreneurs, to get to 1 million, you can do everything by yourself, but you will burn yourself out. It's just like, you can't do that for, forever. You would have to start adding people and overcompensate for your deficiencies. So if you're not good at something, then you have to bring someone who is better at that skill to your team. And so that's where the next kind of like, that's where probably like 1 to 10 to 20 million.
A year, or 1 to 10 or 20 million a year?
Yeah.
A company, okay.
Yeah. And from there, so 20 to 50, it's probably you will, that's still the team, right? Many people on the team won't be able to go to that next level, right? So it's like you would have to train people, give them feedback, right? People like, if the company that is doing like $20 million a year for 50, these are two different companies. That's not the same company, right? And the company needs to be operated differently. Decisions in that company need to be made differently. And so like faster, there will be more like layers of management, more people like reporting to each other.
Totally.
Yeah, and so that is kind of just the like restructuring. I'll give you an example. Like yesterday, I had a conversation with this guy, right, Coconut. So
I want to talk with this guy. Right?
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Cool.
He's phenomenal. So they did for very good like case study. So they did like 2018, they did $4 million in sales, right? 2020, they did $32 million in sales, right? Which looks good on paper, right? It's kind of it's amazing, you're growing. I mean, it's fucking incredible growth, right?
Yeah.
However, what came with that were like all sorts of issues. Everything started breaking, right? The people they had on their team, they couldn't handle the pressure. The people, they had to hire people fast because they were growing so fast. So they hired wrong people. It is inevitable to hire wrong people if you hire very fast. And it was COVID. He said, they're hiring people like basically in their masks at home. They didn't have like in-person interview. So they made some bad decisions. And so things will start to break. And so the kind of the structure you have, let's say to get to 1 million, won't get you to 10 million. The structure you have for 10 million won't get you to like 20 million, right? Like, so throughout all of these stages, you need to restructure, the team structure. The processes need to be done better. You have to bring some, external like talent to the team,
Yeah.
and that's the evolution there.
So from 20 to 50 million?
Yeah, 20 to 50. It's many cases it's a distribution. Like for example, you have a product market fit. You're already making some sales. It's in Facebook, right? Okay, so but then at some point you will start like maxing out like Facebook, right? So then it's a distribution. So it's either, okay, do you expand geographically, right? Okay, let's say if I'm selling in the United States, Australia, UK, Canada, these are our main markets. Do I expand to Europe, right? We sell the same product, but we sell it in Europe now, right? Or we sell it like, let's say, in Latin America, right? So pretty much like you're thinking how you can just distribute your product more. Let's say it's the same as, let's say your product is sold in, what kind of like retail stores you have here?
Everything.
Let's say some grocery store.
Probably fashion is the major part.
Okay, let's do like H&M, right? Or something. Or let's say like, some, I think better example would be something that, let's say you're selling it in one store, but then there is opportunity to put your product in like all of the stores in Europe, right?
Yeah.
Imagine the kind of the scale that you could have if you had your product instead of just in Spain, in all countries in Europe. Imagine, for example, if you're selling something in Spain, but instead of just selling in Spain, you're selling it in 20 countries in Europe. We talked about Vigo Shop.
Yeah.
Vigo Shop. So Vigo Shop, there's no way on earth they would do $100 million in one market in Europe. It's very hard. They would have to like probably test, I don't know, 100 products a day, 500 products a day. I don't know, and even then, right? But what they do is they pretty much replicate the same products in different countries in Europe. And so collectively, that distribution allows them to, I mean, they took it to 100 million a year.
Totally. So the main takeaway to pass 20 to 50 million, and probably you are talking about numbers that we are so not so close now, but I want to get one day until there. So the main takeaway will be probably a more vertical organization.
Yeah.
Totally. And then from 50 to the next break, to know.
And key players. I think the big kind of like how companies scale, how companies grow is, and even like even in big corporations, the company usually it's like there's always like few key people, right? That kind of like that company is built around, So two like the key leaders, right? And I think the priority always should be like when you're building a business, it's like even with people that always to be open-minded and look at people's like talents, like what talents people have, right? And whether there's a possibility that maybe you can partner up with that person or hire that person, right? If you see some, for example, we've hired some people that were like very talented in other like industries, right? But we're just like, we know this person and they're very good at that. We know that if we give them the training, if we coach them like in what we do, they can do very well, right? So talent is the biggest, like it's bigger than anything when growing a business. At some point, initially you can do everything by yourself. You are the talent, right? But after that, it's about others people's talent.
Attract CEOs.
Yeah.
CEOs. Totally.
Yeah. So CEO is one type of kind of like personality, right? But there's also COO, right? It's Chief Operating Officer. That's an integrator, pretty much, right? That's a person who actually works with your team more. Kind of the structure, the processes, they make sure things get done.
A lot of guys in any space in my company, so marketing, logistics, that it's a COO, no?
That's how you structure it right now?
No, I was asking to you. So these key players you have told about, is this guy that like a little COO that is the head of any department?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So they kind of like exactly. So you need kind of like key people, key leaders for each one of these departments in order for you to scale.
Cool.
Because so it's kind of like initially you have your skills. Let's say you know how to build Shopify store, good. You know how to run ads on Facebook, good. You know how to negotiate with let's say with those service providers, like you said, that handling everything, right? You have that skill. You have, I don't know, skill of like video editing, right? Graphic design to make banners to sell the product, right?
Totally, bro.
It's a combination of skills, and then so you are like kind of like holding all of these skills. You're not exceptional at any of them, right? You're good enough to make money, right? But then what you need to do is you need to find, kind of like start letting go of these things so that other people can take over and can do them even better than you, because that's all they focus on.
Totally. And now your objective this will be the last point of your background, and then we start in ecom. But I really love this part. So your objectives now, which one are?
So right now we're growing the businesses, our portfolio. I mean, the goal is to get it to $100 million valuation and sell it.
The whole portfolio?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's one thing to make $100 million in sales. It's another thing to make $100 million in sales per year, but it's also different thing to sell business for $100 million.
Totally.
Because different businesses, depending how attractive they are for people that buy them, might cost less or more. Like we talked about again with coconuts, right? Like so, 50% of customers come back to the store, so very good like retention rates. That business will be like much more valuable than business that only like 5% of customers come back, right? And so this is something that we're working on right now. It's one of our challenges is how do we increase the retention? How to make more customers to come back and buy from us? That's one. And also the distribution. We're still working on distribution. Like for example, we are working on the Amazon. We want to spend more on Google, right? We don't want to be so dependent on Facebook, even though we do very well on Facebook, but we don't want to be so dependent on Facebook, because the business that's only dependent on one traffic source, you can't sell for like extremely high amounts, right? Because the buyer comes in and like, what happens if Facebook goes down tomorrow? What if your ad account gets shut down,
Totally.
right? And so they want to lower their risk. So the less risky you make it for the investor, for someone who buys your company, the more money you can sell it for.
So now, the moment that we were waiting about, I would like to know your framework in ecom first of all, and then if you want to say both things for any step, and then on mindset also. Because I think that probably will help you to explain.
Yeah.
In the bricks that you think we should pass on ecom, from this billing to this billing to this billing, the big framework first of all, and then we will be talking in any simple frameworks or little frameworks.
Yeah.
That I saw so interesting. That I watched interesting.
For sure. So yeah, okay. When you're starting off first, right? When you started from 0 to like, let's say 1 million?
Yeah, for example.
Yeah, okay.
Well, until 1 million month.
Yeah, okay. I mean, generally framework, the way we do it is, we can't create demand for the product, right? So we have to find the places where demand is already created. And so what I mean by that is we find products that are already selling, and that are solving pains that are clearly like big pains for people. Like for example, like back pain, beauty, like skin is a big problem for a lot of people, right? So we know that in that market, there is a demand, there is a pain, right? And if we offer those people something that looks like a good solution to their problem, they will buy, and we'll be able to scale. And so for us, number one is identifying, starting pretty much from the marketing, and starting from, who do we want to sell to, right? So for example, when we start a new product, new niche, what I do is, team does it most of the time, but I'm so passionate about this. I'm so curious, because you start a new product, new niche. Let's say you still want to sell on the US market. There is a 90% chance 99% chance that that product is already on Amazon. That you are not creating like nothing new, right? You can create something new like after some time, after you get like feedback from people, maybe you adjust your product based on their feedback, but initially you're just copying, right? Everyone copies each other, right? I mean, Mark Zuckerberg copies like Elon stuff, right?
Totally.
With threads, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like everyone copies each other, and that's fine. But there's key adjustments that need to be made. So for example, and the way we do it is like, let's say, okay, we know at this point we already know, like for example, skincare, health and beauty, those are like makeup. Those are the niches that I don't see them going anywhere in 50 years. Yes, traffic sources will change, different things might change, but people will always want to be attractive, right? People want to look pretty, people want to find, the partner, right? Like life, partner, sex partner,
totally.
Right? That's like just like evergreen. And that's why those niches will always be there. And so for me, the framework is to like always be within that niche that you like understand, right? Or at least like where there's like a lot of, maybe you don't understand, let's say you're starting off, you have no experience, you don't understand, but the core human desires are the same. And I think where people get it wrong, right? I'll give you the alternative to this framework. It's like they think like, oh, I will launch this, like I want to find this like unique product that no one has. No one is selling that product because everyone else is saturated, right? And that's where people go wrong because they just like, they're looking for that product and that product has no demand, right?
Totally.
So that's where like I think people should just like model what's already working instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, at least like initially. But then what we do, like now the question is how do you differentiate, right? Okay, yeah, you can be like another
new angles.
You don't want to be copycats, right? Like you don't want to be just like copying. Okay, so what do? For us, it's always about like modeling, not copying, right? So for example, if there's someone selling like very successfully in a skincare like niche, right?
Yeah.
We could model like our website could look similar, right? It could be like slightly different colors, right? So you already differentiated on that side. Then, I mean, now with tools like ChatGPT, you can rewrite, hey ChatGPT, please rewrite this like sentence, but instead of this particular product, you can talk about this product, right? So you rewrite it, you don't copy, you model, right? You use it as your inspiration, and then so from there, I like to go like an Amazon, right? Because Amazon is the best source of information like ever, and it's free. Why? Because you go on reviews on Amazon, and people give you everything you need to know to sell the product. Like, oh, I bought this product because I have this particular skin condition. I'm 75 years old and I struggled with,
comments.
Yeah. So they give you the reviews, and this is literally so. When it comes to, we talked about that video you mentioned you saw about the copywriting. Copywriting is such a valuable skill, and I would encourage everyone who wants to get in business, listening this, to just get good at copywriting and like understand it. And the best way to learn copywriting is just to first like read, and second is write. Like very simple framework. So read like good, sales pages. Read like if you see some successful products or something that you like, just read it, and then you will get more and more kind of like perspective of what the good writing is. And second is write. For example, what I do is, I would print out the successful sales ladders. I know that like there's sales ladders that sold like one sales ladder that could have sold, let's say, $100 million worth of products. One sales ladder, one piece of work, few pages of text, right? Shit, that is so valuable. And all I have to do to understand it even better, I can read it, right? I can read it out loud, but also I can write it, right? I can write it, and it's boring, right? And most people listening to this will probably not do it because it's boring.
So you copy the same sales letter that have work, and you write it just to learn.
Yeah, I write it to learn, because as you write,
the same one.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You're just like writing exactly word by word, right? So what you want to understand is like, oh, they're talking about the problem, and then talking about the solution, and they're introducing this, and then they're talking about the ingredients of the product, and then talking about the features and benefits and guarantees and all of that stuff. And you're like, oh. Now, what happens when you do 2 of those, 3 of those, 4 of those, 5 of those, 10 of those? You start seeing the fucking patterns. Oh, it's always the same. It's problem, it's like solution, it's benefits, it's features, it's social proof, it's like story. And you're like, oh, wow. And you do it again and again and again, you become really good. And then like, oh, it's like, and so now this is more, now, just disclaimer, this is what works in US markets, right? You might not have to, let's say someone, people listening from your community wants to sell Spanish market. You probably don't have to be this sophisticated. You can probably have some simple image ad, and you probably can have some few lines of ad copy and very simple product page.
And it works.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, my man. So what I'm talking about is something kind of like that you just have to do in US market just in order to like have an edge, like, so kind of like have the, because like otherwise it's like, you can't just do what you can do here in Europe, in the United States, because you won't be able to make it work. It's more competitive market. Give you example. You come here to the store and you want to buy like a protein, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, I don't know, I lived in Europe, there was like few types of protein, few brands, right? You come to the store in the United States, you have like 50 brands of protein. And you're like, shit, which one do I choose? So which one will you choose? You will choose the one that's done like a good advertising before. That kind of like, maybe you've seen like someone on, their ads maybe like hit you on Facebook, right? The ads might be hit you on Instagram. Maybe they work with some influencer that you've seen like promoting their product. So now you come to the store and you pick up exactly that brand, right? That's what United States is. Very competitive market, tremendous opportunity, massive market, but just the way you have to operate is different than, let's say, in Europe. I know some people like killing it in Europe in these markets. General stores, they do like apparel, even like drop shipping from China. They just test a bunch of products. They Photoshop their products, Photoshop like new design, Photoshop. They don't even do photo shoots. They just do the Photoshop. Like if people like the design, they sell it, they scale it, they move to the next product. Yeah. Simple product pages.
So takeaways from probably the beginning of an e-commerce would be to make the product market fit in your store, not create demand, just copy what is working.
Yeah.
Because this which
model what's working.
Okay.
Yeah, you can copy. It's up to you, but I would recommend to model.
Totally. I wanted to say with a new angle. No?
Yeah, perfect.
So model with a new angle.
And we can elaborate for people listening what the angle is, right?
Yeah.
Because I think this is so important, like especially you understand it, I understand it, right?
Totally.
A lot of people don't understand. So we can kind of like elaborate on that. So angle is like, let's say, if I'm selling, okay, give me like, can you give me the MacBook?
Of course.
Yeah. So let's say you want to sell a MacBook, right? So there's many ways to sell a MacBook, right? One of the angles to sell a MacBook, let's say for people that are, because every market is not, all people are not the same, and people react to different things differently, and people buy for different reasons too. So for example, one person might buy this MacBook because it has the most powerful like processor since the beginning of times. right?
Yeah.
Very like efficient, very light, very like impressive processor, like technology. So those people that are like very fascinated about technology, speed, they wanna get things done faster, right?
Yeah.
That is one angle. So for those people, you would say, when you do the ads, you would say like, the most powerful processor in existence, like in existence of the world, like 3 years of development. We work on this like 3 years of development, thousands of hours we spent.
The main thing.
Yeah, to bring you the best, like the fastest processor you have ever seen in your life, right? So that's one, right? Two, let's say this one. Oh, it's pretty light, no? It's pretty light. Oh, are you digital nomad? Do you want to travel, like work anywhere? And this thing is so fucking light. You can work from like Colombia, from Medellin, right? You can work from like Barcelona. You can go to like Paris, you know, wake up, like work, you know. So that's another angle. Like, so the angle there would be like, it's light, it's very easy to travel. You drop it in your backpack, you're good, right? You know, another angle for this could be like, let's say you want to, the segment of the market of like older people. It's like you would say like, this is like literally the best
User experience.
Yeah, user experience, easy to use, right? Like older people, right? Like big buttons, right? Like very easy to click, right? And it was with one click, you can literally connect with your grandson and have a FaceTime. How fucking cool is that? You know, it's like, so, and that's like, if you start thinking about that, like for every product, so this is the angle, right? The angle is like, under like which angle you kind of like hit that market. And there always will be segmentation. There always will be like kind of few core kind of like types of people that are buying your product. And the more of those you have, the more you can saturate your market. Think about it. BMW, right? So BMW, how many cars they have in their line? BMW 1, first series, second series, third series, fifth series, what is like 6, you have the 8 series, right? BMW, like those faster ones, more expensive ones. And so it's like how many angles, right? The way you would sell like 850 BMW to someone, it won't be the same as you would say BMW 118, the cheapest one in their line, to a customer. Those are two different people. The same brand, but two different people, different angles, right?
Totally.
You would say like, hey, this is like, you know, you would show some student experience. Maybe these people are just starting out. Maybe this first car, like, you know, like you kind of like show some, you know, the young people probably, right?
Yeah.
And then like the people who buying the 8 or M5 or, you know, those kind of faster cars, like it would be also like, hey, you know, showing the performance and kind of like the angle would be more about that. And so think about that, because this will help you to, because I think also another kind of like, and it's big and it's massive, and I have seen it so many times where people have that initial success. It's easy to make $1 million. It's not easy to make like $1 million consistently, right?
Yeah. And
the key to consistency is to constantly observe the market, right? Constantly be creative on the ad side. For example, if you're using Facebook as your platform, because this will allow you to maintain that success, because you will constantly, okay, there's new angle we can use, there's new type of ads we can use to reach this segment of people, right? Oh, there's another segment we can target with this particular angle, and constantly be creative on that side. So
totally. So to take the principal takeaways of probably the journey between 0 to 50. No, from 0 to 50K a month, probably the product market fit one would be model, not copy, because this angle, no. Model a product that have already demand. Yeah. Use the main angle, one main angle that you have found that people is interested about in this product, product. And then copywriting, you have told about that. Copywriting that to enhance in copywriting when you are from zero would be from you read really good one sales letter and rewrite it to understand how are they created, no?
Yeah.
Block by block.
Yes.
Like Sam Owen says.
Yes, exactly.
And so product market fit, take something with good demand, model it with new angle, good copywriting, and then probably one sales channel.
Yeah.
To take traffic, no, one traffic source.
Yeah.
Like Facebook ads, and this would be enough to the first step.
Yes.
Okay, then the next jump, 50 to where do you say, and what do you need?
You need...
First of all, define which one will be the jump when you will be saying new things, new problems. So until which billing?
New problem, can you elaborate?
Yeah. Okay. And until 50, I know that we should round it, these numbers, but until 50K a month, probably with product market fit will be enough, more or less, no, depends on niche. But then the next jumps, the next jump, which numbers will be?
It would be probably like I think like probably like a million. I like to think about it like a million. And here's the thing. I think every there will be like main categories. Like let's say if you enter like a category, like let's say like a beauty, how much you can get to, like in terms of the volume, might be like higher than with other categories, right? So you would have higher capacity to scale.
Totally.
So in that case, for instance, we have some products. We have stores that are doing like let's say one product, like pretty much that's it, right? Few variations of it. Does like there's like few kind of like upsells, very small like niche store, pretty much $7 million a year, right? And one product. And so I think that kind of the flip side, okay, so 50, you found the product market fit. To get from like 50 a month, I would say to like, let's say 500K a month, right? That's like even to that level, I've seen it so many times, is maybe you can push it to like 1 million per month, is to find if your product is kind of like something that solves like a big problem, has like a big market, then you can get there from 50 to 1 million just by testing more angles, more creatives, and different formats of the sales pages. That's in US market. That's what I know is possible. So you can just test more creatives, more angles, scale your ads, you can get to those numbers.
Okay.
And you would have to, at that point, you would just have to, what you might need to do to maximize your like profitability, you might have to introduce some more products.
Lifetime value.
So it's like you have the core product, now you have like some other product that could be like as an upsell, introducing another one and another one. So let's say you would end up with like 3 to 5 products and you can get to those numbers.
Cool. So you will focus, first of all, new angles.
Yeah.
And in second step will be new creatives and traffic source.
So this is on the front end, right? This is the front end, and then the back end, right? The back end for me is, what we talked about. It's hiring the team, right? It's kind of like helping you with those tasks.
Totally.
But also on the acquisition side of things, it's maximizing the profitability. And maximizing profitability, email, SMS, big ones, massive, right? Google, right? So as you're driving...
CEO.
Search engine...
CEO.
No. You don't... I mean, I personally don't think it's a great idea to touch search engine optimization, and here you are like at least, I don't know.
So in Google, you are talking about Google Ads?
Google Ads, correct.
Okay.
Google Shopping specifically. If you're in e-commerce, Google Shopping will be your best. Like, this is literally... Might be even better than Facebook sometimes. Because people go there already with like, I want to buy shoes. I want to buy this like, slippers, right? I want to buy the slippers, white slippers. People search white slippers and buy white slippers, right? So people would be already in that mindset to buy. Whereas on Facebook, we're kind of like disrupting them, right? Oh, they scroll, they watch the cats, they watch their, their friends' videos, and your ad pops up, and you're like, and you have to kind of like disrupt them in a way, in order for them to pay attention, and for that reason, it's it's just different kind of like intent platforms. It's not more difficult, but it's like
I was losing my mind listening to you and thinking about it. It's so cool. So this is the backstage. We have the front end.
Yeah.
Is probably traffic source.
Yes.
More traffic source and more in depth. No.
Yeah.
In profit in this traffic source.
Yeah.
With creatives, new angles. Also, longer lifetime value on products. More products that I can upsell to my main product. My product is my acquisition product, and then other products to upsell to the same client to enhance my retention.
Yeah.
Totally. And then on the backstage.
One more thing on the front end that will also, so taking business from like, let's say 1 million to 10 to 100, it's like, at the essence of it, in a very simplified form, it's an economics.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, how much can you spend on ads to get that person to buy? That's the question. Like that's it. That's the question, right?
The ROAS with lifetime value.
Exactly. So how do you enhance your ROAS on the front end? And again, that might not be applicable to guys in Spain. You don't have to overcomplicate it if you don't have to. But
I use it to my clients.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, but like let's say conversion rate optimization, landing pages instead of just regular product pages, listicles. For example, we use this type of listicles like 5 reasons why people are super excited to buy this product, right? 7 reasons why this product is blowing up in 2023. 9 reasons why this product is like a bestseller for this specific type of people.
Yeah.
And so we give people reasons, and so they land on that page from the ad. They kind of like we preframing them. Okay, this is a product that people are very excited about, and only after that they click on the bottom of the page, and they go to the product page. So
we're page.
Yeah. So we are kind of like pre-selling them our product, pre-sale pages, bridge pages, landing pages, advertorials. Okay, that is another kind of like on that level, on the front end. How do you make sure that your numbers like from that will be as good as possible when you're advertising? Is like, let's say if you're driving like 1,000 people to the website with the same product that converts at 1%, and the same 1,000 people to the website that converts at like 2%, you will literally make twice as much money, and your ROAS will be twice as high with this second page.
Totally.
That makes like a massive difference when, because in order to scale, you'd have to spend more money on ads. And so that's why, like, very important thing that we do is, and even, we can talk about the product testing as well, because, I think with people testing products, and sometimes it doesn't work, right? And it's like, and people have this like expectation that it will be like a massive hit from day one. In US market, we don't have that expectation. We don't expect the product to be super profitable day one. We just want it to break even or be as close to break even as possible. Because the way we see it is, if we entering the market again, the market, the niche, the product that is proven, right?
Yeah.
We're selling something that people are already buying, right? So if we cannot sell it profitably, it's on us, right? It's not on the market, it's on us. We fucked it up.
Totally.
And so we're like, okay, so if it doesn't work, then we're like, okay, what do we have to change? Do we have to change the ads? the creatives, the angles? Do we have to change the landing page so it actually converts and changes the whole economic equation, right? Like, so it's like, let's say taking that from 1% to 2% conversion. And we've done it so many times, like taking conversion rates from like 2%, 3% to 5%. And then just like, you unleash, because now you can just buy traffic, buy more ads.
Totally.
And scale it. So these are some of the biggest, again, the coconuts, right?
Yeah.
So like they were like, right now, like the conversion, even at that that level, right? It's always conversion rate is one of the biggest levers, right?
KPI.
Like, yeah, biggest levers, because it's pretty much the conversion. I mean, it's, as you said, it's a combination of like AOV, right? Like, because if you can increase the average order value as well on the website and the conversion rate, then you will be a lot more profitable, and then you can spend more on ads, right? On the same side is like, if your creatives are better, your ads are better, then you will be able to get more traffic for the same cost, good traffic, right? So these two are the biggest like leverage points.
Totally.
On the side.
So to take the takeaways, because my audience probably will be mind blown and want to know on what to focus.
Yes.
Yeah. On the next step from
If
50.
if you focus on creatives, if you first like you go into products that are like for sure selling, right?
Yeah.
And then you just become a good marketer. You become a better marketer, like angles, copywriting, like kind of like why people buy that product, how you can talk to them. For example, one of our best types of ads is like the testimonials of customers. It's like, I'm 65 years old and I had this like X, Y, and Z problem, and then I use this product and it's gone, and it's solved, right? Those kind of ads. Can you talk to your customers the language that resonates with them?
The tribal language.
Yeah, it's copywriting. Pretty much it's copywriting. Copywriting is not making shit up. Copywriting in many cases is just like using the words of your customer in it's kind of using them against them, to sell them products.
Okay. So to start talking to now to the next step. The key points, the takeaway from 50K a month to probably 500, 1 million a month is test new angles, new creatives, more products to make better my lifetime value.
Yeah.
Enhance my sales pages.
Yeah.
Enhance my traffic source.
Yeah.
On backstage, create an organization hiring employees.
Yeah.
Probably departments and the head of any department.
Yeah.
Start delegating the things where you lose more time.
Yeah.
And before I start a game with you, the next step from this 500K a month or 1 million, depends the niche and the gross of the niche. Which one will be the next jump, and where do you focus there?
That will be the distribution, definitely. Like, okay, if you're, let's say, give you an example. Say you have Facebook working, maybe you have some Google working, right? They're kind of like okay, right? Let's say you maxed out Facebook, right? And you kind of like okay on Google, and you have email and SMS, right? So you're like at, let's say 500 to 1 million per month. That's like normal. If you figure those out, like that's what you get. And then like, okay, so what do you need to do? You need to start stacking more traffic sources in order for you to just kind of like reach more customers in different places. So at that point, like Amazon would make like a lot of sense if you're, let's say, in United States, because there's like 30-50% of people that will never buy Yeah, like 30-50% of people that will never buy anywhere else but Amazon. At least like in the United States, I've seen this stat. I'm like, wow. So if you advertise your store, right? And they're like, you know? So now, I know in different countries, there are different like marketplaces, maybe beyond Amazon, and that's just what I know. But like you might be thinking, if you can have that extra like distribution on that, other channel.
Yeah.
So distribution. So then other things is maximizing Google. I think there is like a lot more to Google than, many people do just like very basic Google stuff. And there is a Google search that you can like take advantage of. Like for example, people searching for a specific criteria. So you have Google Shopping, you have Google Search, right? So those two are different, like kind of like vehicles, right? Shopping is easier to figure out and easier to give you like very good returns.
Totally.
But then search, if you figure out search, that's where a lot of volume, you can drive like a lot of volume with search. And that's where I would focus on. It's like just one of our products, like just give you example. So we sell these like eyebrow kind of like serum. Kind of like the things that help you to grow the eyebrows. And just in that one niche, right? Just to give you perspective. Just in that one niche, there is like in the United States, I think United States, the markets we're selling in, like United States, Australia, Canada, UK, Ireland. In those markets, there is like 300,000 people or so searching for that product per month. Right, so that's a lot of people because those people are looking for products with a specific like intent. Those are not the same people you see on Facebook. Those people already like know what they want and they're searching for it, right? So you want to be there when they're looking for that product. That's like we're talking about 10 to 50, right?
Yeah.
So 10 to 50 other things there would be introducing new products. You might, depending on the niche you're in, you might introduce more products to your product line. But I would probably make sure you have like 3 to 5 products, because so every new SKU adds kind of like additional complexity. So I would rather sell the existing products in new market geographically than to introduce new products, if that makes sense.
Totally.
Because it's literally just like translating and to new languages, and you can add another like
totally different game. Vale, después de esta pequeña paradita para beber agua, descansar un poquito y tal, ya hemos hablado de las dos grandes cosas, the two main things. Now we will make one game, and then two big questions that everyone have about the future of dropshipping, and also AI and automations, the new revolution, and how this will affect to e-commerce and dropshipping. But first, a little game. It will be fast questions, just one sentence, one word, two sentences. Okay. Which one has been inspiration figure for you in business?
Yeah, so one of my like early mentors I worked for, he was running like a company that was like fully remote, online business, and just showed me what's possible.
The guy that you talked about at the beginning?
No, it's a different guy. That's the guy I worked with like even later, because that guy showed me how to start. Another guy showed me how to build the team and how to kind of like build more like sustainable business.
Totally. Can we know the name?
Yeah. So his name is Chris. He lives in Malta. Chris Munch. Yeah, he's a very cool guy.
So cool.
He's godfather to my kid as well.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah. So we have a very, very cool relationship with him.
So in one word, how do you describe the entrepreneurial trip?
This one?
Yeah.
Like
in one word.
A trip?
the entrepreneurial, your trip or
journey, you mean?
your journey.
Ah,
through-
okay. One word, fascinating. I mean, it's because it's learning experience.
Totally, bro. Of course. Which your business book, your favorite or the best business book for you?
How to Get Rich, Felix Dennis.
Yeah? Cool. Which is the guy, or not necessarily inspirational, but person that have helped you more in your career?
Help me.
Yeah. In the whole journey.
So many people help me.
But probably the best support, I understand you, but if...
Oh, I know, it's he. Yeah, I have a friend now in Miami. His name is Rick, and he helped me a lot when we moved, like get to know different people, find different solutions. It was super, super helpful.
Cool. So hire, if you see that. Okay, your favorite quote, or in life or in business?
It's not about the problem, it's how you see the problem.
Totally. The biggest learning that you have learned in e-commerce? Or thanks to e-commerce?
The biggest is like, find a pain, sell the solution. And there's always like pains that you can sell solutions for. So it's like literally it never goes away.
Totally. Which one is the herramienta? The tool that you desperately need in your work?
I would want to have something like Jarvis in Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Where you talk to it, and like it's kind of like knows your whole schedule, your whole behavior, what you want to do, and so that will be so helpful. Kind of like a personal assistant that's 24/7 available and kind of like just.
And you have it now,
I have assistant, more like regular normal assistant, but not like AI assistant.
With the epic Jarvis. Yeah, totally. Which platform of e-commerce is your favorite and why?
Shopify, just very flexible. Also, very good product. Shopify is an amazing product.
Okay, the whole ecosystem of Shopify or something specific that's epic?
Yeah, like Shopify Plus is very flexible. It's more kind of like expensive like version, but it allows like a lot of customization with like checkout. You can customize different things. Cool. But the backend is also very strong. That's the upside of Shopify.
Totally. Okay, which is the first thing you do when you are in front of a problem?
I find someone who has solved it.
Cool, a mentor, a
yeah,
coach.
And I pay them for their time, for advice to just figure out faster.
Totally. Which one was your major failure in business, and what did you learn from there?
Major is probably getting distracted. So got distracted in like crypto, like NFT stuff, a lot, like many people. That is the biggest, for me, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest cost.
Totally. And what did you learn there?
Just staying focused. Like you have, let's say, one opportunity. Like for example, e-commerce is a big enough opportunity to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so if you just do it well, like that's all you need to do.
Don't need more. Totally, it's enough. Okay, which product has been your major exit or success in sales?
We've had a store that was killed $60 million in sales.
Yeah.
And we sold it as well, so that was a big success.
Damn. And niche, could we know?
Yeah. So it's beauty.
It's beauty.
Yeah.
Cool. Which trend on e-commerce do you love more? You feel passionate about any new trend or past trend in ecom?
Trend.
Like AI or something?
Yeah. AI is my favorite like trend right now. Like there's so many things that are the tasks that are simplified or automated, right? So just the speed with which we can build is a lot faster.
Totally. Okay. Which one is your favorite marketing strategy?
In what sense?
For example, for me, it's called email sending.
Oh, okay.
I really love it. Was my first and what I love more.
I mean, I love Facebook. Facebook is my game.
Yeah, I know. Cool. Okay, how? What do you do to earn on day a day in news and trends on ecom?
To learn what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm on a few newsletters. I'm like on 10 newsletters.
Yeah.
And I'm just like reading them. I'm not reading every day those like new because I'm very like I'm talking too much.
It's fine.
I'm on 10 different newsletters and I just monitor those like once a week.
Yeah.
I consolidate all of the like best ideas and then we decide whether to do them or not.
Cool. Which your more productive habit, daily habit?
Just focusing, like I have block of time for a specific task, like 2-3 hours. And when I do that, like no one can disrupt me. I don't have any messengers open, so no one can message me. I'm just saying work.
So you work on blocks of time.
Yeah.
Cool. The biggest win in your journey until now?
I think the exits that we've had, the acquisitions that we did, probably the biggest one.
Totally. What do you do to relax, chill, and disconnect?
Like I'm swimming, sauna, gym. Like more like sports activity. Yeah.
Totally. Which is your bigger source of inspiration to get new business ideas?
Talking to people. My circle is like very kind of like high level entrepreneurs at this point, and just like exchanging ideas. Because they can see my business so well from their perspective, and they give me like priceless ideas.
Totally. One ability or a skill that every entrepreneur on ecom must have.
Copywriting.
Totally. Totally agree. Okay, and what do you love most of being an e-commerce entrepreneur?
I like the evolution of the space, kind of like how it changes all the time because it keeps you exciting.
Yeah. And last one, if you should start again, what will you or would you do different?
I would start hiring faster. I would get on Amazon faster. I would focus hiring faster and Amazon. I think this would be the biggest needle movers.
Damn, cool. Okay, now 2 questions in 1 minute each one. Okay. First, do you think that dropshipping will continuously be a profitable option for entrepreneurs in the future, and which probably can change?
100%. So the way I see it is markets just evolve, right? And like humans kind of like change, and the platforms change, but fundamental human needs, they don't change, right? So as long as there is always some pain that can be solved, there always will be products that solve that pain. And so, and dropshipping is just a way of fulfillment. So you can buy products like in bulk, or you can fulfill them from a supplier So I don't think dropshipping is going anywhere. I think it will be here for like, I mean, as long as humans like, you know, don't destroy this planet, you know. So, but yeah.
And you don't think that Amazon will eat the whole market?
No one can eat the whole market. No one can eat the whole market because if humans were rational, right, they would always go on Amazon, but they're not. You know, humans are not rational. That's what we have. That's our opportunity.
Totally, bro. Okay. And last, how do you see the impact of AI and fast learning in e-com on the close or sooner future? And also, which automations you think that will break the system, or you are saying now that are epic?
Yeah, so AI, I mean, definitely is already like such a game changer. Helps us even right now to write copy more effectively, and there are also some tools on the video creation side. You know, so on the creative. Pretty much two main things that are important in the business is like the creatives, if you do Facebook, and then the funnels. And so the AI pretty much helps with both. I think it will continue to develop to the point where you could just say, hey, AI, build me like a landing page or build me like a funnel for this particular product. Hey, build me like a, you know, ad to sell this particular product, and it will do it, and it will do it very well. Yeah,
totally.
And so, yeah, so I just think that's where it's going.
Fine. And about automatizations, what is crashing it now, or you think that will crash it?
Can you elaborate on this? Like what?
Yeah, of course. Automatizations, for example, email automation.
Oh,
or Zapier.
On that. Oh, gotcha. SMS AI stuff, where it's basically analyzes what your customers, you know, the best times to send, the best things to send them, and so there's a platform called Recart that's already working on that,
cool.
Or on that solution. I think having more AI execute to email, right? Like, what's the best time to send emails? What's the best emails to send, right? And then it would create the emails for you. Yeah. I think if those you know, would be like tremendous.
Are you crushing it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and last, like key takeaways. On this podcast, on this episode, we have talked about your background, how you see your mindset to jump from 0 to 1 million, from 1 million to 20, 50 millions, and then far away. Then we have talked about the pattern or frameworks in e-com to jump from 0 to 550 K a month, then to 50, from 50 to 500 K or 1 million a month. Yeah. It depends, of course. And then from there to far away.
Yeah.
And now the little game and all of that. For me, was so funny. The whole stuff. I really enjoyed it as a child. Listening to you was epic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now I will spend 1 minute just sharing with my audience what are we doing now. Now we help entrepreneurs add 100K a year to their e-com with our system in rojamedia.es. And if you want to share what you do.
Yeah, so we help e-commerce entrepreneurs to start and scale e-commerce businesses. And we work with people that are just starting off, and then we work with people that already have a business like 50, 100K per month, but they want to take it to 500K per month, 1 million per month and beyond. You know, many of our clients do 30, 50 million a year, and that's what we do. We grow with them.
In the company?
That our clients?
No, which is your company?
The company is called Ecommerce Scaling Secrets.
Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Ecommerce Scaling Secrets, and that's what we do.
So in this episode, we have talked with Alex Fedotoff, a big authority in dropshipping and e-commerce space. We will be bringing here a bunch of new entrepreneurs, epic entrepreneurs. He will help us to meet with the Coconut CEO.
Yeah.
Probably we have it here, I desired, and a bunch of more guys, interesting guys. Also our coaches and what are they doing in their day-to-day. And finally, you will have my jokes in this episode. I didn't make a lot of jokes because I love I was listening, but also you have my jokes every day. I see you. Remember to follow Alex Fedotoff in his Instagram. You will have it on description if you want to say it.
Yeah, it's Alex Fedotoff, 3F at the end.
And also have YouTube channel. So cool, I met him there a bunch of years ago. But I recommend you, of course, to saying it. And see you on the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.